Hi there, it's Tara with the Moonstar Tarot Intuitive. I'm doing a common question reading. Today's question is, why am I still thinking about this person? Are they thinking about me too? Hmm. So, as I was thinking about doing another sign right now, something just said, you need to do a love reading. You need to do one about someone wondering if someone else is thinking about them. Of course, somebody is, but sometimes the question is, why is this person crossing my mind? I mean, I have no reason to want to talk to them. I have no reason to get into any of this. But why do they cross my mind? What does that mean? Does it mean I still like this person? Does it mean that I should try talking to them? Does it mean that there's something wrong with me? That's sometimes a unfortunate place that we go to where we start to think there's something wrong with us. No, nothing's wrong. People come into your lives sometimes and they represent archetypes. They represent different points on your hero's journey. As time goes on, if you're not familiar with these things, anything that I bring up, please leave a comment in the comment section and we can get into it maybe in another video. So getting back to the reading, I just want to go ahead and jump in. And just before I go in, if you enjoy this reading and it speaks to you, please hit the subscribe button and like and share. And if you want a reading, all of the information is in the description box. Also, you can see the PayPal button on the main screen behind the profile picture for the Moonstar Tarot Intuitive. So I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling. I shuffled before with intention, and I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Why is this person still crossing my mind? And I'm using a different deck. So let's see how this goes. I've been studying it. It's a very beautiful deck, and I've been eyeing it for some time, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to give it a try. And seeing as I was feeling prompted to do a different reading other than another sign, I'm going to use these cards. So these cards are the Wildwood Tarot. Some of you might be familiar, some of you may not. But it's this one right here. It has a whole book. Yes, I read the whole book. And cards are slightly different than the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. It's a different type of take on it, but almost pretty much the same. Like another language, is how I see it. And I really love the images, and I'm trying to figure out a really good set of cards besides the Doreen Virtue one to do love readings. I haven't been able to find one that speaks to me and really brings out the different images that a reader might need to bring up more information. But anyway, if any of you have recommendations of a card deck that would be great for romantic love readings, please let me know. And I appreciate any comments and any subscribe, like, whatever. Just let's talk, let's get moving, let's get shaken, let's get to know each other a little bit more. I know all you see are my hands right now, but you know what I mean. So anyway, focusing on this. I went a little bit overboard here, but I wanted to clarify what I was seeing. I'm just going to set it up here, and then I'll show you each card. And the card that was there goes here. And these were all of the clarifications. All right. Give me just a second, okay? Let me just take a look at these. Let me see why this was in reverse. Okay. If it speaks to me as I'm going along with the reading, because the other cards tell me more, then I understand more. Okay, I may clarify one more card as we go through these cards. So this may apply to some of you. It may apply to your rising sign, so you might want to look that up. I don't name all the signs as I'm reading because I'm trying to get to the message that's trying to come through. And I don't want to interrupt that process, so I can give you a good, clean reading. If there is a sign that must be noted, it will come to me and I will let you know. So it starts with the Eight of Vessels, which is rebirth in this deck. So what I see here is that you've been in a process of rebirth. You've been in a process of redoing you, your whole setup. This person that you've been thinking about is somebody from the past. It's not someone that was recent. You've probably had other relationships in between, and since then, you are, every now and then the person crosses your mind, and you wonder because this was not it. This was not the person. So with the Knight of Swords in reverse, which is represented by the hawk in this deck, Knight of Vessels being the Knight of Cups. Now that being in reverse is telling me that this was not a person of their word, and they were not able to honor their word ever. They were not able to see clearly who you are. They didn't take good care of you when you were with them. And they made you feel like you were out in the cold and you just had to deal with it on your own. They didn't make you, they fed a part of you that was not good, that made you feel smaller. And they kind of fed off of that. So my guess is maybe this was a narcissist. And the Five of Stones here is endurance. I love this image so much for a representation of the Five of Stones, which is the Five of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite deck. Now, the picture is of maybe a little girl or a little boy. She's lighting the fire and she's hiding. It's a little safe nook and she's just hiding and trying to be safe, trying to find shelter. This person made you feel small. They made you go back to a time when, and this is what becomes catchy, when you meet somebody who is not good for you, but you've been through things before, difficult things that you endured. There's a memory there. You have a memory of a past hurt. So sometimes because it's familiar, we think that person is familiar. And we know how to cope or be in that situation because we know what it's like to have to go to this safe place. As children, we were always scared of some things, small, big, no measurement of what it was, but you felt fear, you felt scared, and you needed to feel protected. It goes back to a time of when you wanted to feel protected in that feeling. And sometimes what ends up happening, that's my dog, by the way, that's thumping and sometimes tapping around on the kitchen floor if you hear him in the reading. So what I see here is there's a confidence in knowing what to do in a situation. And if you've had to endure in another situation similar to the one that you're in now, like you were in a toxic situation before and you're in a toxic situation now, you might find comfort and stay there because it is something that you are used to, and it might come easy to you to always have to put up the fight, to always have to feel like, you know, you're just trying to find peace, you're trying to find shelter, you're always going to be down there, you're always going to be the small one, you're always going to be, you know, trying to find strength to move on. And it's basically an old story that doesn't, I'm going to tell you right up, it doesn't serve you anymore. We all go into a pattern where we want to feel comfort, and sometimes the comfort you felt with that person is the comfort of the wound you had before. The comfort you had with somebody treating you in a way that was not okay, that was not respectful, that didn't show that they cared. They did not show that they cared about keeping you comfortable. The next card is the Great Bear. This is a call to basically wake up and get your act together. Okay, Mama Bear is not trying to deal with this right now. So it's basically about going back and putting your head down to work, getting to work. I'm getting that some of you are artists, perhaps, or art is something that you find a great deal of solace in. For some of you, I'd recommend getting outdoors and doing some rock climbing, perhaps. Some of you may need to do some ritual. But regardless of what it is, you want to try and connect with your ancestors again and your spirit guides to try and reconnect to this rebirth that has started. Okay? You're going into a new kind of you. So what I think is beautiful here is that your ancestors, your spirit guides, just energies that like you, that care about you, they want you to go ahead and jump right in and just enjoy this process of connecting with your roots, connecting with your ancestors in a way that gives you more understanding of this new life that some of you are starting. So as I look at the images, it's showing me in my mind's eye the different meanings and what stories are coming through. So The Great Bear then goes on, and it's the Seven of Stones, healing, which makes great sense. This relationship that you were in was very exhausting emotionally. It triggered you in a lot of ways. Um, Triggering gets used a lot. So what I can tell you, and I carry a master's in counseling psychology. I've been a therapist for years, and this is something that I love to do. So it's very much a way that I've done analysis, and we use archetypes in depth psychology and Jungian psychology. So imagery to work with the mind's eye as a clairvoyant is very helpful. Sacred geometry, divination, all of those things speak to individuals who have that gift and that ability. And that is not to say someone is higher than the other if they have that ability. It is just to say that we all have our gifts. So, anyhow, getting to gifts. The root of your change and transformation has a lot to do with the healing that you need to do, and possibly the healing you need to help others do. There's something within your family tradition. There's something that you are upholding. It's almost like a tribal mark on you for you to take on a certain role. Perhaps it's a more dignified position, is what I'm getting. Dignified position. In any case, you really need to be able to get to a place of healing. So the Seven of Stones is the Seven of Pentacles. So you've worked hard, and there's also the ancestral guidance. And what I'm getting from here is that you need to rest, because this person put you through the runner. It was like all of your triggers being that it reminded you of certain things that you thought you had worked on but didn't, and it just brought out a part of you that you thought had healed, but it wasn't. This person knew exactly what buttons to push. And what you did, what you're going to be doing for this time right now, because this person keeps coming back to your mind, we have the moon on the water. This card in this deck represents basically taking a look at yourself and seeing the moon for what it is, seeing the darkness and the mystery and stories that are collected. The crane is considered quite magical and a keeper of many stories. The fact that the Great Bear came in, something's telling me that some of you need to try and do a meditation to connect with your ancestors. It's funny how we meet certain people that might cause us pain, but the trajectory is that those people are going to help you on your life's path. Sometimes they nudge you back on, or sometimes they drop you down and you're like, oh my God, I have all these lessons still. No, I climbed so high. I can't have to climb more and learn more lessons. This is not right. It becomes like, it just becomes way too much. But this card, the Moon on Water, is a very beautiful card because it's reminding you to do a re-examination. And there's actually something quite beautiful about the wounded parts, the parts that haven't healed yet. It's that when they do heal, even in your process of healing, you're going to be helping others from the experiences and the wisdom that you collect from these stories. And some of these are rooted within your own family. So definitely getting that digging deep, because the reason this person is crossing your mind is because there's a lesson. There's something important that needs to be communicated to you through this person. This person is a messenger. A messenger. He's a symbol that keeps coming up because there's something that I'm feeling, that I'm sensing. Your spirit guides, your ancestors are trying to tell you this. They're trying to tell you that they have some things they want you to know. So a meditation might be a good thing. Centering, hiking, like I was saying, climbing, doing artwork, something that gets you in a nice place of Zen, where you're in receptive mode and you can receive all of the messages that might be there for you. Turn your intuitive senses on and jump right in. Okay? So the next card that came up was the King of Arrows, which is the King of Swords in the Rider-Waite deck. And this is Kingfisher in reverse. Okay. So with this story that's happening here, this message, Seven of Stones, you're in a healing place, you're in a reflective place where you are looking at the lessons and the history of lessons, your family of origin, the place that you have gathered your story. See, the story of having to endure, I feel, is fading out. And this experience, it keeps reminding you because perhaps you're on the journey of getting there. You fell down during this experience because of this person. And these cards here, as they go in a line, they're all showing the things you had to overcome and that you had to deal with. The obstacles that were brought up. You were going back into a place of the Five of Stones or the Five of Pentacles, really feeling the need to protect yourself and keep safe because the person was triggering you into another space. So the back and forth and the messages that are coming in here are all about, why did this situation happen? Well, this was the lesson, and this was the message, and this was what was needed at that time for your journey. The King of Arrows in reverse shows me that you were very strong with your words, but this situation made you so the opposite of the King of Swords or the King of Arrows. The King of Arrows goes straight and speaks with confidence and knows what they want, and they're able to hold their ground, very stable and very ready for whatever's coming and ready to talk, ready to make a decision, very firm. And that part of you was possibly not. Sometimes we have certain parts of us where we're like, why didn't I say that? Or why didn't I do that? And so a part of you, that felt that way, that's over since it's in the reverse. That's how it is coming to me, is that, the Five of Stones or the Five of Pentacles wanting to be in a safe place, and then the King of Arrows, and that in reverse, that feeling of I wasn't able to say the things I needed to say. And then the Eight of Arrows right below is the struggle, and that is in reverse. So all of that stuff is over with this person. So the reason they're crossing your mind has nothing to do with anything coming up. It has only to do with the fact, or them thinking about you, or it's none of that. What it is that it's coming to your mind because there's certain things in your subconscious, there's certain things within yourself in the back of your mind that you just have not looked at. These are jewels, these are beautiful gifts that you've gotten from just the very blood that runs through you, your ancestors, your family, your country, your history. Knowing something of that nature is something that's going to help you to understand this lesson that this person brought in when, all these arrows came through. So, as you can see, the person's just like, oh my God, this is very difficult. This is like, her face is like, I can't believe I got into this. Like, this is not, like, that face says everything. Like, really? Why am I doing this? Why? So that time is over. There won't be any struggle to try and be with somebody. It should never be a struggle in any relationship. Now, the card then that comes up after uh, the King of Arrows was the Five of Bows, empowerment. So that's where you are now. You are in a place of empowerment. If you're not there, you're getting there. Okay? You're getting there. With the Five of Bows, which is really the Five of Rods, we have a fire within you that has started. You can see the smoke, like you are ready. You have mapped it out. You got it. You're ready. Okay? You're empowered. And if you don't feel it, it's happening. It's happening. Okay? Now, the next card that comes up is Three Vessels of Joy. And I feel that there will be a good sense of joy. The Three of Cups tells me to nurture different parts of your social life that don't have to do with romantic love. Go out and watch a movie alone. Go out with your girlfriends or whatever friends you have. If you don't really have any friends, then take yourself out for a coffee. Take your dog, if they're allowed. Go for a walk on the beach. Go for a walk on the lake. Just take yourself out, but try if you can to find some people to hang out with. Even if it's like a meetup and you're like, I don't, just go to it. Just be around people. Because it's something that will show you how, when someone kind of makes you feel like you've lost your power, you don't. It's in the mind. Your mind thinks, I lost my power to somebody. You didn't lose your power to anyone. You didn't give it away. You did give it away, but you can also ask for it back. Let's just put it that way. And it's all in the mind. If you want to think I am powerless, then you're powerless. If you want to think you're powerful, you're powerful. But if someone else decides who you are and you decide to run with it, I mean, they're a jerk for trying to tell you who you are. But then if you run with it, that means you just didn't give your life and your story a chance. You just let someone else decide who you are. And when we're around people we love, friends, and, your group of people, one friend, whatever it is, they remind you of who you are when you forget sometimes. When somebody takes you to a place that gets you in the Five of Stones position, gets you in a place where you're feeling like I have to endure this situation. Life is not about enduring. Life is about thriving and living and having a great, beautiful life. And I think right here, this joy that you need to feel will come from being around people that know you and will be able to reflect back to you the beauty that you are, the strong person that you are, and how important you are. So, whatever this Fool did, and then as we were talking before about the Eight of Arrows, it being in reverse, like, you needn't fear, the struggle is over. The struggle was real, and the struggle is over. Okay, it says struggle at the bottom. So it's backwards there, but you know what I mean. I hope. So all the arrows are broken. They're on the floor, but you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can, but it's in reverse. So just know that when it comes up, just know, hey, you know what? It's over. So if this is crossing my mind, it is for sure over, my dear. It is done. And if you're wondering, will there be a reunion of sorts? Is something going to happen? This card came out, and that is the Six of Vessels, which is reunion, Six of Cups in the Rider-Waite, and yeah, it's in reverse. So there will be no reunion. So person's crossing your mind because there's something you need to know and need to understand. And I do feel this is going to be part of you really meeting your person. This is part of the path to get there. Um, and then I pulled some more cards because the 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay, so when I got the Six of Vessels in reverse, I asked to clarify, what does that mean? Does that mean that, for me, I felt like, okay, so there won't be any reunion. And I was like, can you really tell me more? So that's why I picked some more cards. So what we have here is the Wanderer, which is the Fool, and it's in reverse. What this is telling me, what I sensed right away when I saw it, there won't be a new beginning with this person. There won't be. And will there be any other type of, hooking up or anything and meeting up? No. No, the Stag is in reverse. So, no. This person must have been a very, maybe possibly very masculine type of person, or very playful, a bit of a trickster. And so that's great and all, but no. And when I asked about, clarifying that card, then the next one came was Nine of Vessels, which is generosity. So that's where you're headed. You're headed towards receiving all these cups of love and appreciation, and you're going to be in such a peaceful Zen place. You're headed there. But when you have these interruptions, these thoughts that run by you when you're like, oh my gosh, I should be doing my taxes and I'm thinking about this person, or why is this person crossing my mind in the middle of the aisle at Vaughn's? I mean, there's a lot of things that, sometimes happen and you're like, does that mean I have feelings? Does that mean, no, it doesn't. Those things come up because spirit, your psyche, your subconscious are trying to tell you something. In your dreams, in your daydreams, in your day-to-day thoughts that sometimes come up in your meditation. It's okay. Those are things that help to be your guide. And that's what we do here. We work with you. I work with you, and we look at these different parts in order to get you to be the most empowered person, living to your fullest because you're living to your potential and to the rhythm of your joy and marching to the beat of your own drum. So, the bottom of the deck was the Ancestor. And the Great Bear is an image that's really, really staying in my mind. Those of you that are artists, please look into your family and see if someone else is an artist, or if you have a family member who's an artist, or if you want to travel to some place that is a sacred or place or a landmark. I'm getting that as well. It's a way of getting to a centered place so you can connect with the messages from your ancestors, which is going to help gather you to be the person that will be aligned with your person. Stepping stones. See, stones. Stepping stones are what these relationships, these circumstances are. And the Ancestor is a very powerful card because what it is saying is your ancestors are calling to you to take your position. This card is in the winter, so it's showing that, it's a situation where we can't waste time. We got to get going, we got to get moving. We need to hear the messages that this earth is trying to tell us, because everything that we do, everything that's going on right now it is part of the cycle of life. This whole circle that we are all living in on this earth right now, it's all energy and it's all coming back and forth and working with all of us. So if you can tap into your roots, get really grounded, listen to what your spirit guides and ancestors have to say. When that person comes up, don't judge yourself. Don't be mean to yourself. Be kind and gentle. Be loving. And get to a place, perhaps by doing some painting, hiking, climbing, a place where you can get to a nice, calm Zen zone where you can receive whatever beautiful messages that might be coming to you or things that your heart's been trying to tell you. So I could go on, but I'm going to stop right there. If you'd like a reading, you can take a look at the description box below. And there is a little link up above in the background picture where you can click for PayPal if you want to schedule your reading. Just please comment or email me. And I think there was one other thing I wanted to add, but I'll just write it down if I need to. To whoever this resonated with, I'm proud of you for taking the empowered step. And if you're in the process of getting there and you think I may not get there, you do. You do get there. It's all about staying in alignment. So, all right, guys, it was lovely doing this reading with you. And I feel like you're in a beautiful place there to whom it may concern this video. All right, well, have a great rest of your month, and who knows, it might post some more videos and maybe it'll resonate with you some more. If not, you can just keep checking the videos. You never know. Thank you, and see you next time.